You know, extravagance is something unusual because it reveals the heart of someone. When you do something extravagant, it normally means that you see something as significant. For example, I remember growing up and being a young man and thinking of different ways that I could propose to the one that I would love eventually one day. And then all of a sudden, I had the ability to propose to this woman that I was crazy, madly, deeply in love with. She's so fine, she blew my mind. Anyways, sorry, was that inappropriate? It's like, Pastor, it's Christmas, stop it. But you know, what was interesting is we go through these extravagant charades really to propose to someone that we deem as significant. And I really believe your measure of extravagance reveals the depth of significance of someone. My wife and I, it was really interesting because when I proposed to Shannon, I wanted to make it a two-day event. And so Friday, and I wanted to make it special, and I wanted to make it memorable. You know what I'm talking about? And so I remember Friday, I think it was Friday. I can't remember what day it was. It might have been, it all gets jumbled up. I remember, though, it was the last day of the year. And we went to the beach and we hung out and we went to the movies and had an awesome time. And then we had our New Year's Eve service. And so we went to our New Year's Eve service, and then after that I had all these plans. You know, I knew exactly what I was going to do and exactly when, and I was picturing in my head. And of course, everything you always picture in your head is a whole lot more grandiose in your head than anyways. I could have sworn in my head there was like a black stallion somewhere, and there was helicopters, but for some reason they didn't materialize. Anyways, so what ends up happening is I go up, we stay the night at her parents' house. I'm in like the shed outside. No, like literally there's a shed that they have outside with a bed in it, and that's where I slept. And they're in the house, and what I did is I woke her up early in the morning. I don't want you to think I told her what we were doing. I woke her up super early in the morning, and we drove all the way up to Haleakala, and we watched the sunrise on New Year's Day. And we watched the sunrise, and then we went to one of our favorite restaurants, which is called Kula Lodge. Now, it's nothing really awesome, but it's memorable because both of us growing up would periodically go to Kula Lodge throughout our life, but we never ran into each other. And she lived up in Kula, and that was a special place for me and my family. And so I'm thinking in my head, this is going to be the greatest. You know, yesterday we went to the movies and went to the beach, had fun. And then today we watched the sunrise. It's a new beginning. I'm so corny. I'm sorry. So we went to breakfast at Kula Lodge. And I said, get whatever you want. That's how hardcore. I'm telling you, I was like, you can get anything you want off the dollar menu. No shit. So I'm like, get whatever you want. And then after we were done, I decided to take her for a walk, and they have this beautiful garden there, the Kula Lodge, and it overlooks, there's this point where it overlooks the whole island. And we're looking, I pointed out, I was like, look over there. And she was like, oh, that's so beautiful. And little did she know, I began to get on my knees. And she turned around, and I got one of those special cases. The ring's only $20, but the case, no, just joking. Yeah, I got one of those special cases that, like, when you open it up, boom, like it has this light position right on the diamond where it makes like a rainbow. No, just so I open it up, and there's a light, and I could hear the angels sing. Ah, ah. Anyways, and she turns around, she starts crying. I didn't even ask the question yet, and she's like, yes. Like, hold on. I was just going to ask you if you wanted seconds at breakfast. Sorry, my bad. This is awkward. But it was a special moment. For me, that was like my highest level of extravagance. I'm a dude, leave me alone. But you know, I say that, and I want to make this statement because what happened for me is I began to read this story. I got a revelation that, to be honest, I was a little bewildered because I looked at this going, why did God do this? I don't really understand. Why in the world would God use such extravagance to reveal the birth of his son? I can understand that, but to shepherds? Did you ever wonder as you read this story, to the magi, the wise men who had position and had wealth, he used a star to direct them to Jesus.